Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today we're going to go over the game announcement page for tomorrow's update on the Sovereignty, everything that's going to be coming in. They've added a few more fixes and other things into the actual game than what we were talking about the other day. Please remember, if you have any questions for me or for the community that I run with, we have a Discord, so join up. That will be in the description. So we've already gone over the Sovereignty features in a previous video, in the last video, and the new fleet features, but I'll just go through them real quick just for those that haven't seen it. So they've added the Corporation Citadel and the corresponding industrial and market options. Players can now anchor Corporation Citadels in claimable nullsec regions and declare sovereignty. The first version of the Corporation Citadel comes with the following bonuses: reverse engineering success rate 5% and material manufacturing efficiency 1%. They've added the alliance management mechanic, which expands an alliance max limit to 30 corporations, increase the number of customizable corporation positions to 10. And the new fleet features: fleets can now have up to 51 members and can have 5 squads and 1 commander. Added fleet commands, fleet focus fire and ghost fleet. I still love that addition, that's really good. Added a fleet log that can be viewed by anyone. Added an option in personal settings that allows the game to automatically reject all fleet invitations. Added the function to share fleet card to all channels, and the commander can synchronize command filter settings to the squads. All some very good additions there. I would just like to say, in my previous video I messed up on some math thing. I just did the whole, I was basically just going through it as the first time as I've seen it, so I recorded as the first time I was seeing it, and I probably did the same as a lot of people did and jumped straight on the rage train from the new player system. Some people in the comments corrected me on that, and Nina corrected me straight away as soon as I put the video out, so I updated that in the actual pinned comment. So apologies for that. Try not to do that anymore. We'll see how that goes though. I rage quite a lot these days. So let's go through the list of new features that wasn't on that list. There's some pretty interesting ones here, some ones that are kind of like dubious, but there's a lot of better ones here. So the first one we're going to go through is an event for new pilots to help catch up to their friends is now available, allowing newer pilots to gain a lot of skill points for a month of a mega combo. That's where you get 20 million skill points minus your total skill points and 10% of that, which is the actual mathematics behind it. I need to go back to school, but then again, if I did well in school, I wouldn't be making videos, would I? Whee! So they added star maps for all systems, a good addition, good quality of life thing there. Statistics including sovereignty info and destroyed ship info added to the star map. Really good info there. The destroyed ship info will be paramount to finding if there are gate camps in the system, but I'd like to see how that works before I comment on that properly. That will be coming tomorrow. Players with criminal timers can no longer dock at capsuleer outposts. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to, considering it's their owned station. Why would your own station not allow you to dock with a criminal timer? That makes no sense. Unless it just means it's other capsuleer outposts, but then why would people open their capsuleer outposts to the public? There's no bonuses to doing that. Very strange change there, very strange. HP and DPS cap adjusted for Corporation Citadels. So they've given the Corporation Citadels a much more HP and they lowered the DPS cap. So basically what they did with the Corporation Citadels was basically just copy paste the capsuleer outpost, but they doubled the HP, but they also doubled the DPS cap. Now, for those of you that don't know, Citadels and stations, they have a max amount of DPS that they can be hit with. So a capsuleer outpost can be hit for maximum of 2,000 damage. So 2,000 DPS. When you hit it and you hit over the 2,000 DPS, it actually cancels some of that damage and it shows you on the UI when it does that. So some group module effects only affect squad members now. That's mainly going to be quite OP if you actually was able to large group rep 51 people. You have 51 people all repping group larges at the same time and you basically have unkillable fleets. That makes sense. I can see why they did that one. So mining belts and normal systems will start at a 15-minute despawn timer after the remaining mineral volume drops below 30%. A little bit of quality of life for the miners out there. Stacked items can now fit into contracts as long as the total amount can fit. So some adjustments have been made to the shuttle capacitors. That's a good change considering that I could only jump halfway through a system sometimes because you jump so quickly and so fast through high sec that you can't actually reach your destination with the current capacitor. T8 and above encounters now have one less wave of enemies. No change was made to storyline missions. Rewards from encounters have been slightly reduced to reflect less time spent in combat due to having one less wave of enemies to deal with. So they actually said that it doesn't change storyline missions this time. They didn't differentiate between the two in the last two updates on this actual thing. I'm glad they finally said that it won't affect the storyline missions, just the news encounters. Corporation Citadel blueprints are now available for purchase in the market. That That's pretty much a given. Orders on the market page can now be sorted by distance. That's quite a good addition. Nice little quality of life there. New module, resource extraction amplifier added to Capsulator Outpost. Now we don't know what this does quite yet. It could affect PI. It could affect the bonuses of mining. We don't know that one yet. We'll find out when that comes out tomorrow. If you do know what that means, or if you have an idea of what that means, please let me know down in the comments. It's going to be either PI or ore extraction. We'll see how that is. Inertia stabilizer and micro warp drive modules can now have their own unique icons. I wish they would give unique icons to literally everything. I have my moments where I mess up. I screw up quite a lot when I'm playing the game, but do you know how many times I've put a gyro stabilizer on instead of a magnetic, or a magnetic on instead of a heatsink? Just because I'm looking at the icons. I should be getting used to this by now, but I still make that mistake sometimes. The max limit for free training is now displayed in the skill page. Bit of quality of life there for you, so you can plan out what you're going to be doing. That's quite nice. Post-processing rendering efficiency improved. To help with general gameplay, added alliance management skills. The CEO of the Executor Corp can further increase the max number of corporations in the alliance by up to 20 from these skills. Added a new icon design for inactive modules. I'd like to see what that is. That would be, if they've done a good job of this, that would be quite a nice quality life. After a corporation recruitment post expires, all players with recruiter permissions will receive a notification effective from the next time. So I won't do it this time. When you put the actual recruitment post up next time, then it will do it after that. Optimize the issue description field on the report screen. If you are missing corporation permissions, a detailed notification will be sent to you. Now NPCs will walk back to their original location after they're out of aggro range. You can spread them all the way out to 250 kilometers, and as soon as they hit that, they'll walk back to the circle, and then you can go back to range again and start fighting again. I can see how that can be abused, but it'll be nice for those newer players who can get ISK easier. So they've improved the upper left content display corner. There was a lot of complaints about that one. I didn't really mind it, to be honest, but using it on the emulator where it's a lot bigger, it's actually easier to see. I can see how there'll be problems on the mobile display. Added a second confirmation when choosing to attack Concord, because people didn't get the idea from the first confirmation to not attack Concord, but I guess some people still need that. Faction ship debris can no longer be reprocessed in order to prevent accidental reprocessing. Now, I would say that there was an actual idiotic thing where people were reprocessing faction ship debris, but then my corp will tell you that I reprocessed 36 Sancha debris a while ago by accident. So I can't say anything about that one. Definitely good that you can't accidentally do it anymore. Switching screens will not close the fitting interface. Bit of quality of life again. If an anomaly is currently being removed, even if there are players in it, the anomaly will be removed after 15 minutes. So they can't hold the anomalies in there while you're waiting in there. This is kind of a weird one because I actually like going into enemy territory and finishing an Inquisitor, waiting in the last room for people to warp into you. If it's going to be automatically done in 15 minutes, you can no longer camp that and no longer leave traps. That's just taking out a whole level of gameplay for me. Let me know what you think about that one, because that one's quite annoying for myself. You will now be notified whenever you are removed from a corporation. Amazing. Whenever a market order is filled, the transaction price will stay the same as the order placed earlier. A fitting plan can now be applied to a Capsulator Outpost. Bit of quality of life there. That bug's been in there since the released Capsulator Outpost at the beginning. Added a train now shortcut to skill tips. Tap it to proceed to training in that skill, so you don't have to go through 18 windows. But I just go into the skill itself, then go into the 3 lines, the burger lines, open that up, and then just click which one I want to train to in that way. So you can pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills all at once. Especially now that they've added all the mega characters have up to 30 days of training queue now, which is amazing because they're obviously seeing a lot of fall off, and a lot of people are not putting their skills in every day. So those of us that are not going to be playing for a few days at a time can now put up to 30 days of training queue. This is amazing. They should have been in there from the beginning. Added a new animation to the skill interface. Not exactly number 1 priority, but I guess it'll be nice. Added a new font to the game. Again, not a high priority, but I had no problems with the original font in the game. I didn't see why they would need to add a new font. Corporation search in both contracts and recruit will no longer be case sensitive. Another quality of life. Thank you for that. A reminder was added whenever planetary materials are launched. Just in case you forget, you put your box out there when you're on the way to it. Improve the resolution of Android devices in ultra high configurations. Nina will love this one because she's been having some problems, as I'm sure a lot of you are, with the resolutions on Android devices. Some people actually reported that it was unplayable due to the resolution in ultra high configurations. Whenever a capsule outpost is successfully anchored, now only the pilot who anchored Ankadit is allowed to enter. That is until you give permissions to whoever you want to be able to enter it from your corp, alliance, or your actual friends themselves, the actual pilots. So now we get onto the fixes. And there's literally one fix. Now, I would have liked to have seen multiple fixes here. They've added a lot of stuff to the game and only done one fix, and they fixed the activation cost of energy neutralizers. That is it. There's still the fact that drones can overextend past their drone control range, because I did that yesterday. A Stabber fleet issue went out to 90 kilometers, and I only have a 45 kilometer drone control range on my interdictor arbitrator, and 4 of them still followed him all the way out to 90 and killed him, and 1 stayed with my ship. That's a pretty big bug that needs to be fixed ASAP. There are many more fixes that need to be done. Hopefully now they've got the actual SOV system out there with some changes. There were much needed, some quality of life stuff. They can now put some effort into fixing a lot of the bugs, especially with the drones right now. So I will be working on the arbitrator interdictor video. I'm sorry that it's taken so long. Work has been kicking my ass recently. I'll get working on that as soon as this video is uploaded, and you'll see it as public. I'll be doing the video straight after that. So hopefully it will be out tomorrow. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns, or you just want to join the community and ask the community questions, please join my Discord. It is down in the description. Remember to like and sub if you haven't already. This is your one-stop shop for Eveco's content. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.